Yeah, we about to talk about this movie, Another Country. Came out in the 80s and it stars Rupert Everett, Colin Firth, aka Colin Flirt. And we also got Cary Elwes. It's one of those staples in the alphabet community that they talk about besides Maurice. And since I've seen Call Me By Your Name, and since I've also seen, what was that? Roughback, no, Brokeback Mountain or whatnot, I thought, I'll see this film. This film is very, very tamed compared to Call Me by Your Name, Brightburn, hell, even Moonlight. Like the most you see in this scene is a Rosewood side by side comparison, but the guy's neck isn't strong enough. You see Zesty, Rupert Everett. You see Colin, not Colin, but you see Cary Airways also snuggled up in a little skiff, a little boat somewhere. And you see this right here. Wow, boys, boys, pretty boys taking showers, huh? Look at them. When you got guys like this in this movie, they make every other dude just look like a normal, like, peasant or third worlder right here. So it's ridiculous. And that was like another like harsh scene in the movie where he got caned or got paddled. So this movie right here, I could go over the characters and roast them or whatever, but I really don't care too much to do all that. This is an older film. Colin Firth was very educated in his movie, but his character was a communist. And then we also had Rupert Everett character in this movie, Guy Bennett. He was very zesty. Like he's one of those guys where you want something to happen to him to bring him down a peg, but you really didn't want anything too serious to happen to him. So not only did he get paddled in his film, but he also didn't get the opportunity to become a god or a gods. I don't know anything about 1930s England or Britain, if you will, and how they had public school and became gods or whatever. So hearing that and seeing that for the first time was very interesting. Overall, this film, it doesn't look just very, what's the word I want to say? It doesn't look very cinematic. Like it's just a film and the tones are there, the scenery is there of that time, but it isn't anything that I would just say is very memorable. And since I didn't grow up with this film or film, it's very period piece esque. And I think it's something that you will watch maybe one time because it isn't anything very crazy memorable. I mean, unless you were a female at that time and you just wanted to have posters of said gentleman or whatever. Like, it's no WTF factor, it's no avant-garde factor. It's just a frank. This is the story. It's being told by an older version of Guy Bennett, and this is what you get. This is the end right here. Some things, I mean, it could be like, oh, that was very different at this time, but I really don't see it. They really didn't even drop any like bars. Like the only bar that was in this movie was when you had Rupert talking about how he wanted to drip honey down Cary Elwes. I'm like, okay, so when it comes to the romance genre, I think I said this for a while, but females don't really say romantic things to guys, but it's usually like with the whole rom com scenario. Most of the writers, if I'm not mistaken, are men, are gentlemen, and men have to come up with the wit and the romancing the stone, if you will, or how to make a water gusher out of a rock, out of a boulder, and have to get all sweet, sweet with it and everything like that. So this movie right here, it's okay. It's a start, staple building blocks of the time that it came out in. And we get to see Claw from Inspector Gadget, Colin Firth before he started tearing the club up or tearing the church up in The King, and Cary Elwes before his international stardom being in Robin Hood and the Saw franchises. This movie being a period piece is very much a solid story of it's a retelling of a man's recollection of when he was young and how he got outcasted by his peers and how he became a Russian spy. It doesn't get too deep into the message of him becoming a spy and his information that he passed along is just a simple cut. Hey, this is what happened. And it's based on the Guy Bennett story that's actual factual biography, somewhat loosely. Sound design was pretty good. This being one of those earlier films, there's nothing really crazy cinematic, and for the subjects that was being touched on in this film, it was very tamed. I respect it. And it's something I think should be done somewhat nowadays because nowadays it's just overboard. Like, okay, you like the same gender or whatever. Now they just go overboard to show you how much they like each other. But here it was very subtle. It was very like message was there, but it wasn't anything just super duper crazy to see and life altering or life scarring to watch or witness. This movie is very much a 4 out of 10. Besides the factor of is quote unquote good looking young men in their prime before they got recognized and put in other films. This is one of those, you could call it sleeper hit, but it's very much sleeper and it's okay to watch. It's not really a hit in my opinion. Decent, so I give this a 4 out of 10. If you like this video, please consider sharing, liking the video, subscribing for more.